What is up, everybody? This is my ranking of all Arrowverse 25th episodes, and I know this seems a little random, but I had nothing that would really be good to post here, so I thought, hey, Titan season 3, episode 1 was the 25th episode of the show, so why don't we do this? And it's a little throwback. I think this is actually like the third time I've made this video or something, but each time it keeps getting updated, so yeah, I just want to preference this is my opinion. I'm so late. I'm sorry that this video is coming out late. I fell asleep while I was making this video, so then I had to go to school, and now we're here. But yeah, we're gonna roll that intro, and then honorable mentions will play, so let's roll that intro. I hope that wasn't too bad for the honorable mentions, but yeah, our number 10 spot is Teen Titans season 2 episode 12, and I think it's been almost a year since I watched this, so I might not be exact on what happened, but I still remember this episode being really good. It was the penultimate episode of season 2, or you could call it the finale. It's the first part of the finale, and everything that's just happened has built up. And here we have Tara, and she has joined Deathstroke, and this is really Slade's last stand with the Titans before season 4 happens, and his awesome arc there. And I just really enjoy this episode. I prefer this episode over the finale, because I don't like the finale as much, but this episode I really enjoy it for what it is. And season 2 of Teen Titans is really good. I think season 4 is my favorite, but Slade, the Terra stuff is just amazing. This episode, when you watch that new Teen Titans Go movie, sorry, I don't know, I'm fidgeting or something. When you watch that new Teen Titans Go movie and Beast Boy makes fun of the OG Beast Boy for not having a Terra, that hits harder, because you know what, that actually happened. But our number 9 spot is Batwoman season 2 episode 5, and I really think season 2 of Batwoman redefined Batwoman. If you watched it, it's not a bad show anymore by all means. The viewership is bad and stuff, but I think people just take one look at it and see. They don't take it for what it is. Season 2 is really good, and this was one of my favorite episodes of season 2. I think some episodes, I reviewed every episode of season 2, so you can go watch that. But I think, not everyone. I didn't review episode 1. I did, but that got copyright strike, so I didn't want to remake it, so that's why I use photos instead of videos. But, yeah, I really enjoyed this episode of Batwoman. It starts with the ocean arc, which ends amazingly, and they're still on the map for Koreana here with Jack Napier's painting and stuff. And we're introduced to Wolf Spider, who later in the season saves Luke Fox's life by administering the drug. Sorry, I keep dropping what I'm fidgeting with, but it's just amazing how this early on, it feels like season 2 of Batwoman was really well planned out, and I love a lot about this season. I just really do. But our number 8 spot is Brave New Metropolis. Another episode, that season 2 episode 12 of Superman the Animated Series. And man, I'll just say I like Superman the Animated Series. It's a great show, and this is one of the better episodes of it. This is really the first entrance or discovery of the multiverse in the DCAU, the DC Animated Universe, comprised of Batman Animated Series, New Batman Adventures, Superman the Animated Series, Zeta Project, Batman Beyond, Static Shock, Justice League Limited, and all those animated movies that go along with it. But this is just Lois Lane gets sucked into a world where she died. From like episode 4, there was like a car bomb attack, and they changed one thing where Lois Lane died and Superman became evil. So you know how heartbreaking it is for this Superman when he sees this Lois, and it's kind of like what I imagine season 2 of Superman Lois will be with Natalie Irons. Sorry, that episode didn't even come out a week ago. I guess it came out exactly a week ago, so sorry for your spoilers. It's not on HBO Max yet. But, yeah, I just really enjoyed this episode and the parallels between this Earth. And, like, did you guys realize that Lois kisses this Superman before, the actual, like, I call it Earth 92, but the Prime Superman from the DCAU. But, our number 7 spot is Lucifer Season 2, Episode 12, Love Handles, and this episode follows the reveal that, this episode introduces the reveal. I don't remember if it was last episode or this episode that it was revealed, because last episode before this one was the court case with, Chloe and Charlotte and the goddess and everything. But in this episode, the goddess reveals it to Lucifer that Chloe was a gift from God. That, that God sent him on a deal down to Earth to bless Chloe's mother with a child because Chloe's mother was infertile. So Mendiel did God's work and made Chloe just for Lucifer. And that's where a lot of the series like comes back to this episode. And I don't know, I just think this is a really good episode, and the tension that is created because of that reveal is just amazing. And what this episode does for the rest of the series is why it deserves this placement. And I just really enjoyed this episode. Man, it's season 2 Lucifer. That's prime Lucifer, man. I don't care if you say season 4 is the best or whatever. Season 3 is not the best. You know that, and I know that, because season 3 is the worst. No, season 5 may be the worst. Sorry. I have a Lucifer, I have a bunch of Lucifer rankings. I can leave them down below. I will. My number 6 spot is Hard as Nails, season 3, episode 1 of Static Shock, the season 3 premiere. And they didn't have any photos of this on IMDb, so, like, I could have taken screenshots, I just didn't want to. Yeah, fun fact, if you don't know, I get all these images off, like, IMDb on images. But Static Shock, one of the big, the Bane members from, like, the people who got powers in the pilot episode. I forgot what they're called. I'm sorry. It's been about a year since I watched this, man. But he goes to Gotham City, and because that's where one of his villains has gone, and they team up with Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. So Static Shock teams with Batman, and they take down these people. And I don't think Gear is introduced yet in the series, but Gear will be introduced in the next episode, and we kind of get a hint towards it. And at the end, Static Shock, Virgil kind of learns that Bruce Wayne is Batman through his, like, through figuring out, and what Bruce Wayne does at the hospital for the child who was, exposed to the gas. The Big Bang, that's what they call it. A Bang Baby was in Gotham City. There we go. Our number 5 spot is Red, Smallville season 2, episode 4. And this episode is, it sets up the whole entire plot of season 2. Clark gets the class ring, like your class ring that you can buy or whatever. And he buys it, and it's a red jewel that everybody says is fake and cheap. And it's so cheap because the ring's made out of red kryptonite. And if you don't know what red kryptonite does, well, watch the episode, you'll find out. Or just listen. Red Kryptonite in the comics and in the show makes Clark a very angry person, makes him so unlike Clark. The main villain of Season 2 of Smallville is Clark Kent himself, because of how much he was on Red K during the season, because he had to escape his life, and Red K makes him not care at all. So, because this episode sets up so much stuff and how just great it is seeing Clark act bad and finally getting with, like, kissing Lana and finally, like, making the move and stuff after a full season of, oh no, I can't, my powers, and he just doesn't give an F this episode. It's just so freeing to watch, man. And this episode just sets up, the beginning of Season 3 where Clark left Smallville and goes to Metropolis with Red K, and he's causing crime there, not even doing the hero stuff. But number 4 is the Savage Time Part 2. This is Justice League. It's just Justice League, like the 2001 cartoon, Season 1, Episode 25. And this episode is Part 2 of when they went back to World War II to stop Vandal Savage. And this episode was in the middle of it, and, like, I think this episode's, like, one better than the other two, man, because you really get the episode 1, they saw what modern day was because of what Vandal Savage did, and they were like, oh crap. So this episode is when they go back in time and they really see, like, it's D-Day, Normandy, and where they the beaches of Normandy. So yeah, you see the Justice League help out on D-Day, and you see where these characters go and how Diana goes with Steve Trevor to an abandoned farmhouse, and Jon Stewart joins the troops and fights back and gets and runs away with a bunch of soldiers attacking and hiding in, like, the mud. And you see Superman lifting boats and, like, saving people. It's just really cool, and you get, like, the Black Hawk Squad, which later comes back in Justice League Unlimited Season 3 with the island and everything. I don't know, I just think it's super cool what this episode does, and I just think it's really cool. But the most recent one for this list, Titan Season 3, Episode 1, Barbara Gordon. That's the title. And I really love this episode, man. I love the banter, most of all, between Barbara and everybody. We learn of this story, it's just all the story, the backstory, man, of how Commissioner Gordon died because Batman didn't unfreeze him in time. Or Jason's death is just amazing. And that story they tell of the Mad Hatter pausing because Robin cussed the Mad Hatter out is just really funny. And man, Jason Todd's quote-unquote death in this episode is played out amazingly. And I love seeing our Titans here working as a team. They give Nightwing so much confidence. I love Superboy and Gar most of all, because Gar, he's in this transformative form. I would love to see him as, like, a gorilla, or, like, give him, like, the comic book suit so that he can finally, like, not be naked whenever he transforms. But, like, this is what we get, and I'll take it because this was an amazing premiere for Titans. And I just love the confidence that they give the Titans in a full 180 when they have to go to Gotham. And episode 4 just aired, so we don't even know what's going on in Titans. I'm just so excited, man. But yeah. Number 2 is The Clock King, Batman the Animated Series, Season 1, Episode 25. Or on DC Universe, it was 25. I made these lists back when the Batman the Animated Series was on DC Universe. I should probably update it for HBO Max, but I'm probably not gonna. So yeah. I don't know what it is about this episode. I don't know why an episode about the Clock King is one of my favorite episodes about Batman the Animated Series. I just think this dude just tried to be on time, and his whole life got ruined because of some children and some papers that, because he goes off his time, or his break, he has a break in the schedule for once. His whole life gets ruined, and it's just, I love this episode. I love when he returns in JLU, the Clock King, and the voice actor's voice for the Clock King is really menacing, even though it shouldn't, because look at him. He's just like not that menacing at all. And yeah, I was just like amazed when I saw this episode, because I didn't know about BTS back then, like real stuff about it. I have this Joker DVD that has a bunch of episodes, and I watched it, and it's just the Clock King, so I thought, oh, the normal one, but no, it's just amazing. But our number one spot is Divide We Fall. It was supposed to be the penultimate episode of Justice League Unlimited, but no, it was just the penultimate episode, season 2, and this episode was just scrumptious and delightful. It's the final part to the Cadmus arc, unless you want to call Epilogue 1, because it ties into it. But Epilogue's really like a finale to the DCEAU. But, in Divided We Fall, we learn, it's after Lex Luthor and Brainiac have merged, and the Justice League have to fight him. And they give Wally West's Flash this episode so much justice and what he deserved throughout the whole entire season. We see him tap into the Speed Force this episode and really become the Flash, if you know what I mean. He takes down Lex Luthor by running so fast all around the world, and he breaks all that Brainiac armor and stuff. He runs so fast that he has to get sucked into the Speed Force, and we see how much the Justice League care for one another. They don't just let him go. They go into the when Barry opens a rift in the Speed Force, but he can't get out. They all stick their hand. They all try to get him out. Barry sticks their hand. They all pull him out, and it's just never leaving the man behind. And I just think this episode's so beautiful, man. Just because of that Flash scene, and honestly, the nostalgia, man. I remember watching this on like a Saturday morning, man. But yeah, that was my ranking. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment down your ranking, or just out of the ones you've seen, if you've seen any. Like, it's Supergirl season 5, Crosshair, and then, like, Identity, season 2, episode 2 for Arrow. If you can find them, comment them down below. I would love to see that, but yeah. But I don't really have anything much more to say, so yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like. Man, we're like 9 subscribers away from like 100, so I don't know why you haven't subscribed if you want to see more rankings. But if you don't, I understand, and, yeah, I don't have much to say, so I'll just leave you alone. So goodbye, stay safe, and goodbye.